Welcome everyone to the Goddess Temple. My name is Chris. And for this video, what I have coming through is this. I'm going to talk a little bit about healing yourself. And so please do not take this as an advice for medical or psychological help and healing. Uh, This is not advice for anything professional. Please, if you do need that extra support, that extra help, go seek professional help. I'm gonna be speaking a little bit more on an esoteric level, on a bit more of a spiritual level. Talking a bit more towards the spirit body, and when it comes to healing and what that looks like. The thing is, with healing, um, in this context, is that yes, it does touch on a little bit of different sciences, more specifically quantum physics and quantum mechanics. But the thing is, and also a bit of the nervous system and epigenetics and all of that too. But the thing with healing on this level, healing using this tool, that's the thing. It's a tool, and using spirituality, using self-help techniques, tools. There's so many ways of doing it, and something that I've learned in this life. Something that I've learned in this life is that it's it's a little bit of work. Not a little bit, it's quite a bit of work. And you're learning to hold yourself accountable for the life that you're living. That you're not a child anymore, even though it would be lovely to um, completely heal and make the past, your childhood go away. That's depending on the type of childhood you've had. I understand that. But the thing is, you're learning as an adult that you don't have to have the childhood that you did. The way you feel about everything, the way that people have treated you, the way that you've made friends, the way that you've schemed to figure out how you can get yourself out of something. You're starting to realize that you don't you didn't have to do half the things that you had done, and nor did people around you have to do those things to you. But things didn't have to happen the way they did, and they didn't have to be so extreme in some ways. And that's quite a bit. That's quite a bit of work. It's quite a bit of life that happens. The thing is, I don't know why I'm saying it with such heaviness, but I'm gonna keep going. I hope that this kind of changes a bit of the pace. But the thing with healing is that it's important for you to learn a little bit more about who you are here to be. And I know I've been saying this over and over again in so many of my videos, especially lately. It is important for you to understand who you are and to get to know yourself, to fall in love with who you are, to fall in love with the kid that you are, to fall in love with your pure natural essence. Taking away all of the imprints. But then also, eventually you learn to bring back a little bit of those imprints. And you're noticing that, you know what, those imprints, those downfalls, those limitations, those shames, those judgments, those guilt, all of that shaped you to see this world the way that it does. To the way that you do see this world. Everything has changed. You have changed. You're living life in a way that it's just so magnetic. And the very things that destroyed you and dampened you, you're realizing the medicine that it had, that there was still some medicine underneath the poison. And to fall in love with life again, all over again. And to know that, wait, if I was able to do that and I had no consciousness, no awareness of what was happening to a certain degree, and I didn't have the physical power or the strength to do it, to move through it, but now I do. Wait, as an adult, I do. I am actually free as an adult to create and live the life that I'm here to live. That I can be exactly who I'm here to be, that this is possible. Whoa. So then what can I actually create? Who can I become? What am I actually here to do? How can I make life happen? That, that magic, that beauty. Oh my gosh. How wonderful will it be if you fall in love with life again? To see it different than the way that you've seen it. And just because you're seeing it differently, it doesn't take away the injustice. It doesn't take away the people have harmed you. Whether they realize it in this lifetime, in their human life, or once they've passed on into just embodying their soul, whichever journey someone goes on, they will learn, they will understand. But don't wait for that understanding, for that judgment, for that justice to live your life. To finally move on and live your life and have the dream and everything that you have hoped and wished for. Don't don't wait for it. It's not worth it. I felt like swearing, but I didn't want to. It's not worth waiting. Why? Because there's so much that you can do. There's so much that you can experience. And guess what? They don't have to come along with you. And I get it. Of course, it'll be lovely to prove them wrong. But at that point, you're so busy living your life that they'll be in their heads being tormented by their own thoughts, their own beliefs. But you're just there living your life, having a good old time. I don't know why I said it like that, but I felt like saying gay old time, but let's just, uh, either of them sound terrible, but let's just keep going. Um, so yeah, like you are actually letting yourself live the abundant life. You know you're not causing any harm, disrupting anyone, lying to anyone. No. You're just so busy living your life in truth, in harmony, in bliss, in joy, in pleasure, in honor, with honor. With authenticity, you are living your life. It's time for you to genuinely go and live your life. Build and create what you're here to do. It goes beyond this concept of destiny. I'd like to, I understand it. I'm not saying destiny isn't a thing, it is. But I also like to look at it differently, where it goes beyond this concept of destiny and it's just more than something being oh, you are dutifully supposed to do this. And if you don't, then you've failed your life. That type of thinking, that type of motivation, I know it's for some, but for at least a good half of the population, that doesn't apply. It doesn't serve you, it's not good enough. Like, that's not a view motivation. You're doing it because you genuinely enjoy it, or it's just that you rather do nothing other than this that you're doing. That's it. Plain and simple as that. And of course, you do wonder, how are you going to be financially supported? When you're busy creating, how do you get financially supported? Because with this, making and receiving money, you get to have your basic needs met. The thing is, just because you're making money, it doesn't mean your basic needs are met. Every human is always destined to have their basic needs met. So your basic needs being your food, a place to sleep, shelter, and clothes. These are your basic needs. Anything other than is an extra bonus. We have wisdom, we have knowledge, we have awareness, the ability to tap into these little ideas for us to go and live in the forest, for us to go live in nature, and survive, right? To actually live, and it goes even beyond survival, and it's just pure bliss. There is that too, and for some, it is their way of life. For others, it's a bit different. Yes, there is the basic needs are being met, but then there is also, I kind of want more. There's nothing wrong with the more, but it's like, what can I do to create this more? And it's looking at this whole concept with such curiosity, with such wonderment, that, ooh, I'm gonna create more, I'm gonna do more. Wow. Letting yourself get curious about life, curious about what you're curious about, and letting yourself just play. There's so much available, so much that you can do, so much that you can create. Let yourself play and get to know yourself and find ways that you can create magic. It's possible. It's possible for you to create what you're here to create. And everyone has their own little story, their own little fascination. And when we can start looking at our own stories with such wonderment and excitement and joy and celebration, it becomes easier for us to look at others and celebrate their stories. And you get to just look at someone and just be in such amazement that, wow, this person created this. That's amazing. That's incredible. I would love to experience that too. Ooh, what's my version of that? What does that look like? You get to play with that little idea. This is where it becomes interesting for you to heal yourself. This is another version, a variation of what healing is. This is how you timeline jump. This is how you quantum shift. It's this. This is it. This is the healing. This is the answer. This is the story. What is it going to take for you to live a different experience? And you begin to play with this idea and concept that your existence is beyond this physicality, this physical body. It goes beyond what information has been fed to you and the understandings, the concrete scientific understandings of life are beginning to shift. It's catching up to the esoteric and spiritual work. That gap is being bridged. The language there is becoming more and more of a common language, and not just a select few that have this knowledge, this wisdom. It's not the elite, no more of that border, no more borders. All the borders that exist, they're all coming down. It's like we can all exist even beyond the borders. We've been playing with that idea, we've been living that idea through technology, through transportation, right? So airplanes. And now we're learning to live with that and practice it more on a societal level. And I know this is more towards the direction of the new earth and the direction that we are all craving and co-creating. We're naturally going to get to that phase, but it's like you get to choose to what degree that you're moving along with the momentum of collective global movement, global shift, or are you going to really crumble and fall? Or are you going to resist everything? Or are you going to support and help other people move along the journey with you? And it's not necessarily you're pulling them up out of their dirt. You're giving them tools, you're supporting them, you're feeding them, you're healing them, you're giving them the love so they can be naturally guided from within. You're showing them the way. That's it. That's all that it is. You're not even physically doing anything, you're just living life. And people are like, oh, that's how you do it. Okay, let's go. That's all that you're doing. You're just from your own existence. People are learning and healing and evolving. Just like you are, and you learn from others. Others are learning from you too. I haven't channeled like this in a very long time, I feel like. But it feels nice. It feels nice to change up the pace. Feels nice to get back into an old pace. I really hope that this message helped you and supported you in some way. And um, honestly, I wish you guys all the best. And I hope that you get to experience the abundance of the life that you're here to live. Abundance of your own existence, abundance of your own essence. I truly hope that love fills you and helps you to just be more of you. So, with that, I leave it here and I wish you guys all the best and I will speak to you soon.